Across gardens, homesteads and small farms, something strange is happening. People who would never dream of stockpiling trash are quietly collecting cardboard like it's a scarce resource. Boxes from shops, appliance packaging, shipping cartons, even flattened cereal boxes are being saved, stacked and guarded. This isn't a trend driven by frugality or recycling guilt. Gardeners are hoarding cardboard because it solves multiple soil problems at once in ways modern products still fail to match. What looks like waste is actually one of the most powerful low-tech tools agriculture ever rediscovered. Why cardboard fits perfectly into old-world soil logic. Long before bagged mulch and synthetic weed barriers, farmers relied on layered organic covers to control weeds, feed soil life and protect moisture. Cardboard functions as a modern stand-in for bark sheets, reed mats and heavy leaf layers used historically. Its value comes from how slowly it breaks down, how effectively it blocks light, and how willingly soil organisms consume it once moisture enters the system. This makes cardboard a controllable, predictable carbon source rather than random debris. Well, weeds surrender almost immediately under cardboard, you see. Weeds survive by light, not just soil contact. Cardboard shuts down photosynthesis completely while still allowing air and water to pass through once it's soaked. Within just a few days, weed growth comes to a halt, and within a few weeks, their root systems weaken and begin to rot away. Unlike plastic or fabric barriers, cardboard doesn't redirect roots sideways or create those compacted layers. It simply starves weeds right at the surface while leaving the soil biology untouched below. Now, here's why soil moisture stabilizes almost overnight. Bare soil loses water constantly through evaporation. Mulch does help, but, many organic mulches allow enough airflow that moisture still gets pulled upward. Cardboard, on the other hand, creates a temporary seal that dramatically slows evaporation, all without suffocating the soil. After rainfall or irrigation, moisture remains evenly distributed beneath the sheet, creating ideal conditions for microbes and roots. Gardeners notice this quickly when watering frequency drops even during hot weather. Why do worms and microbes rush toward cardboard? Well, cardboard is almost pure carbon with minimal additives when it's plain and uncoated. Soil organisms recognize it as food. Worms tunnel upward to pull softened cardboard fragments underground. Fungi colonize it rapidly, forming networks that transfer nutrients directly to plant roots. This process mirrors forest floor decomposition, where fallen wood feeds the entire ecosystem slowly and steadily. Now, let me tell you why cardboard really outperforms landscape fabric in the long run. You see, landscape fabric, it promises weed control, but more often than not, it creates more problems than it solves. It compacts the soil, blocks organic matter from getting in, and eventually it tears, leaving behind all those pesky plastic fragments. Cardboard, on the other hand, fully decomposes into the soil without leaving any residue at all. Instead of just becoming waste, it actually turns into structure, stores carbon, and, serves as fuel for all those helpful microbes. And that, my friends, is exactly why experienced growers quietly abandon fabric after seeing what cardboard can do in just one season. You know, gardeners these days are using cardboard in a much more strategic way, rather than just tossing it about randomly. Successful use really starts with a bit of preparation. What folks do is cut existing weeds down low, but they don't actually remove them. Then the soil gets a thorough watering, which helps to activate those helpful microbes underneath. Cardboard is laid directly on the surface, making sure to overlap the edges so, well, no light can sneak through. After that, it's soaked until it becomes nice and flexible. This step really matters because dry cardboard, you see, resists both decomposition and airflow. Once it's wet, the cardboard becomes, in a sense, an extension of the soil system itself, rather than acting as a barrier. You know, layering really determines whether cardboard works or fails. Cardboard alone, it's just not enough. Ancient logic, well, it always paired carbon layers with organic matter above. Compost, manure, leaves, straw, or even wood chips, these are added on top to weigh it down, and you see, to feed microbes from both sides. This layered system, it actually accelerates breakdown while protecting soil structure. Within a few months, the cardboard disappears entirely, and it's replaced by darker, looser soil. It's quite something how cardboard turns poor ground into plantable beds without any digging at all. One of the most powerful uses of cardboard, honestly, is no-dig bed creation. Instead of tilling compacted or weedy ground, cardboard smothers existing vegetation while, microbes do the work below. After several weeks, you'll notice the roots die back, the soil softens up, and, well, planting becomes easy. This method, you see, actually mirrors historical sheet mulching techniques that were used wherever labour was scarce, and honestly, when soil needed rebuilding fast. Now, why do survivalists value cardboard beyond just weed control? In low-input systems, cardboard really becomes a sort of insurance. It replaces purchased mulch, reduces the need for water, suppresses invasive species, and, feeds the soil without relying on chemicals. It's lightweight, transportable, and, well, universally available. For anyone planning long-term food resilience, cardboard offers a rare combination of accessibility and effectiveness that modern products just can't replicate. Now, let's talk about why some cardboard should never be used. Not all cardboard belongs in the soil. Glossy coatings, heavy inks, wax surfaces and laminated layers resist breakdown and, may introduce unwanted residues. Plain brown cardboard with minimal printing is honestly ideal. Removing tape and labels prevents contamination and, of course, speeds decomposition. Ancient methods always emphasized material purity, even if the materials themselves were simple. So, why does this quiet habit signal a larger shift in gardening? The cardboard hoarding phenomenon isn't really about boxes. It's about, control over soil processes. Gardeners are, in fact, rediscovering that managing light, moisture and carbon matters more than just adding nutrients. This is old knowledge resurfacing, And honestly, it works reliably across climates, soils, and skill levels. If this breakdown changed how you see everyday materials and soil power, go ahead and subscribe to Farm Logic. Share this with growers still fighting weeds the hard way, and, keep proven low-tech agricultural wisdom alive where modern shortcuts keep falling short.